Morning, my friends. Welcome back to myself, to you guys. I have to say first up, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Because of life and the way it went in December, I haven't had an opportunity to really say that to you. So, catching up, first off, Happy New Year, and before that, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Are you still on holiday ime, or are you back into the swing of things? Today, as I'm recording this, is my first day back at work, but work for me this year might look a little different than it did last year. I am still working through things, what it might mean for me. I need to make sure I take care of myself. So I hope that I will maintain the amount of videos I did last year, but I'm going to have to see how it goes. So no plans as yet, no formal kind of work out how I'm going to go, but just a little heads up that if there's gaps, it might just me trying to budget my time and what I'm doing, and I might not always have the ability to say, look, there's not going to be a video on such a day or whatever. I might get to the point where I've just got to not do it and there'll be no warning. But let's ignore that for now. We are jumping right into the first Deal It Up challenge for 2025, and I hope you're really going to enjoy this. So it's going to look a little bit different to last year. Last year, if you've been with me, you know we were doing the faux playing card series. So 52, actually was 54 playing cards achieved all last year. Super fun. And I was really pleased to be able to complete that whole series. And I know there is a few of you out there who also completed the whole series. And there's some who dipped in and out, which is perfectly fine. So for this year, I want to encourage you. You don't have to do everything. Like, you really don't. If you want to dip in and do one here, one there, completely up to you. If you don't like a particular subject, just skip that one. That's fine. It's not a problem. If you're running short of time, it's okay. But my plan this year, which I'm really excited about, is we're going to do shorter series. So last year we did one big long series, which was the 54 cards. This year I'm breaking it down and we're going to do series of 6 cards. So you can do a whole series. You can do all the series that there will be this year. I think it works out to about 8, and then we've got some spare days, or a spare day or something. I'm not sure what I'll do, but we'll work that one out as we go along. So you can do all 6 in a series. You can skip the next series, do the next one if it appeals or doesn't appeal, or you could do 1 out of each series, 2 out. Like, it's up to you guys. Don't feel like if you can't do it all that you just can't participate, because that is not correct. You can participate as much or as little as you like. Now let's get to some specifics of how this year is going to work. So we're still going to have our alternate make, but I have done a new stack for the alternate make. And so I've dropped off some that we had last year, put some new ones in, and then some, for example, like a journal card. Like, that's a pretty stock standard junk journal piece of ephemera, isn't it? So you'll still find journal card in there, but some other things I've dropped off, replaced them, and I've got more options for the alternate make. And some of them could be a little challenging, some could just be a little stretching, hopefully all a bit of fun. So we've got our 3 style, I guess, decks of cards, which are the same. So I've got this one and I've got the blue one, which I kind of alternate between the 2 sets. This one is only going to apply to the alternate make, and I think the reasons for that will become clear, why it's only for the alternate make. So if you're making the alternate make, use this prompt as well as these 2, but if you're making our series card, then use these 2 and the series card. Okay? Is it clear as mud? I hope I'm making sense. So this last little stack here is this topics for our series. So my thought here, and what really started this idea for this year, was collector cards. You know, they're quite big out there, even today. Like, think back a few decades, baseball cards. They aren't a big thing here in New Zealand, but I do know that they're a big thing in the States. I don't know if they still are. But people like to collect cards. And there's something called, what is it? Alcana or something that's really popular at the moment. A couple of my hubby's co-workers are really into this collecting card game. I don't even understand it, but I saw them in a bookshop while we were away on holiday, and I was like, oh, and it's like, well, that's a really big lot of money to spend on these cards, like, but and Lydia, I know James is into like the anime cards. I can't remember which ones. Forgive me, I should know that. But, you know, there's lots of cards that people collect because it's an interest for them. There's whatever the card is, the subject of it is an interest for them. So we're going to create our own series of collector cards, and I'm keeping it to 6 cards per series to make it more achievable for people. I thought last year, absolutely loved last year with the 54 cards, but I did realize that it was going to put a lot of people off, like, oh, that's like too much, I can't commit to that. And it does make you feel like, well, why bother even doing any, because you can't do them all. I do appreciate that sentiment, that feeling, whether it's expressly understood within the person or whether it's a conscious decision. You know, some things we don't actually decide, we just kind of adopt into our thinking. So the series of 6, so each series will go over 6 weeks, and I think should be more achievable for people, so you can choose which ones you do. I am hoping that I will pull the subject on camera, but I'm not sure that I'm going to, because I need preparation time for the subject that gets pulled, and some of the subjects are going to be a little tougher to find things for than others. Little pre-warning there. So before I get into the pulling of the prompts, I also want to go over your bases. So last year I made my own base for our faux playing cards. You can do that again. You can make it whatever size you like, whatever size you're comfortable with, whatever size is usable. Also think of these more, not necessarily as journaling cards, but as ATCs, artist trading cards. So they're things that if you don't want to keep them, because that's perhaps not your subject, you're not overly fussed on the subject, or somebody else you know is making a journal on that theme and you'd like to gift them the card, you can certainly use them as artist trading cards. So I'm using as my base playing cards, just, you know, playing cards. So I've got 6 out for the first series. The next 6 that we do, I might use a different form of playing card. It might be slightly different size or something. I think as long as the set of 6 is the same size, I think that's fine. Treat them as like individual little sets. Okay, I'm just going to have a wee sip of my cappuccino here. I've got some cinnamon on top, so it's going to look really scungy once I've started drinking. But it's cinnamon. I need to keep my voice lubricated. Right, so that's what I'm using. So for the series, you need some sort of base, whether you make your own, grab a playing card, or whatever. You might use an index card, or I don't know, whatever you choose. That's what I'm using. Okay, let's get into this because time is marching on, and I've got somebody coming today. I think he's coming today. It was an appointment set up at I think the end of November, or like in the first day or 2 of December, for sometime in January, and I think it's today, but I can't find the email, I can't find the text from the person, and it's just get an assessment for insulation for our house, because we basically have no insulation in our house, very little, we might as well say none. So yeah, I'm I don't know what time or whether it's today or tomorrow. So if there's an interruption, it could be him. I hope not, because I'd really like to get this video up. So this is the prompt to go with the alternate make. Now, if you want to include this in our series card and it works, go for it. It's not like you can't use it, but I think often it's not going to work. So up to you though, whether you use it in the night. So this subject night is one that might work with our series card. It might. Right, let's do the alternate make with our brand new set of cards. These were a brand new pack of cards as well, which I picked up second hand, but it was still wrapped in plastic, had never been opened, so they are brand new. So New Zealand, got little New Zealand icons on there. So let's go the bottom one. Altered paper clip. See, a bit new, something we haven't done before in this challenge. Right, now let's get to our style prompts. And I have already pre-chosen the theme for our first 6 cards. So, yeah. Just to be upfront about it, let's take the top one. Pastel colours. All right, take the top one again just because. So gems, beads or liquid pearls, that type of thing. Right, I'm running out of room on where to stack up my cards, so I'll crisscross them. Right, and so this is our stack of our potential topics. There's more here than we need for the year, so there'll be some in that stack that we don't get to. So for today, I have chosen to start off the series with the theme birds. Okay, so let's grab out a playing card, and one side will be the back, whether you make it like a journal card style writing or whether you make it an artist trading card where you put on the details of what the theme is, when you made it, and your name. It's up to you which way you go. For now, I'm just going to back it with paper, with writing paper, and this bit of brown paper will work perfectly. So how are you, my friends? I feel like I'm totally out of sync with everything and everybody. Oh, it's just been such a long 3 weeks of recovering from surgery, from being on holiday, doing day trips and things with hubby, and being relegated to having my feet up. Whoops. And let me tell you, it's been so boring. Not the days that we've been out and done things. That's been painful, but not boring. But it's just been so boring. And yes, last night we were at the point where I knew that I'd be back into things today. I still need to keep my feet up as much as possible, which is one of the things that's going to impact what work I do this year. But I don't want to let go of everything I've built, everything I've worked towards, the relationships with you all. I don't want to let go of any of that. So I'm just not sure how it's all going to play out. As I said at the beginning of the video. Now, if you want, you could go ahead and back all of your cards at the start. And I might actually do that just to cut down on some of the time on camera. Because I'm hoping that I will get time in the video to do the alternate make. But might not get to that today, which would make me pretty sad actually. Just because, 1, it is my first day back. 2, I want to get this video up. Normally I would record this the day before, but I haven't. So I'm hoping to get it up and live today if I can. So I need to, and then I don't know when this man is going to arrive. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've backed it nice and easy. Now the front, oh, there's some sort of grime on there. It's not great for a brand new card. Anyway, so pastel, so I'm going to say pastel colours. Right. I'm just thinking about this night prompt. Do I want to try and incorporate that or not? I've got my bin of birds out and I'm thinking if I went with an owl or a kiwi that are nocturnal birds, these that's going to be way too big, and that's the other problem, that one's too big. This one is just like a part owl. Just put that's creating a shadow, so just move it over a little bit. That could work. That might like be the night sort of part. That one's, I mean, we could cut down the post it's standing on. Which one do I like? Have we got anything else? I'd prefer to keep him intact if I could, because he would, you know, be good for a tag or something where I need something taller. I don't know that I've actually got many kiwi images, so it's probably more likely to be an owl. There's an owl in flight, and owls do hunt at night. Just wondering if he's a bit too small though. So for your focal image here, you can use fussy cuts, like these are cut out of books. You could use fussy cuts from a digital kit. You could use stickers. Oh, now that's got the dark tonings of nighttime, so I think I might go with him. Right, so now that I've chosen the bird I want, I've got this pastel yellow. See, night is dark and it doesn't kind of gel with pastel. But I notice in my image here it's got like a sunset. So sunset could be pastel colours. I'm going to pull out my bag of scraps, see what else I can pull that might kind of, don't know if that's pastel enough or not. It's got stars on it. Stars are nighttime. Why I say that this might probably won't go with our theme is often this prompt here is a focal image in itself. So I feel like you can't really do two focal images. I imagine there are times it will work though, so it's not really pastel-y enough, I don't think. I'm sorry, I know I'm off camera. Actually, I wonder if in my digital scraps I might find something more appropriate. It's been folded. It's got lines through it that I'm not fond of. Where are my digitals? Nope. Avalanche. I have had no opportunity to clean up anything, so it's an utter mess. Okay, no, I cannot find my digital scraps. That should be in the bin. That's from Joey's kit. That might work actually. Okay. And I'm thinking, do I want to go with just that purple? Because I feel like that's dipping into the darkness that we would associate with nighttime. And it's got the pastel colour, the pastel purple. Do we want to put a bit of pink in there? Let's just going to cover it in the purple to start with, because I really think that kind of covers both night and pastel. So I'm you probably noticed when I did the back, I'm using 2 glue method. Just saves a bit of mess. So I'm doing well after my surgery. It was only a small surgery. I went in to have 1 screw removed on the 13th of December. I woke up to find they had removed, or he, the surgeon, had removed 3. Despite the fact that we'd talked right before the surgery and talked over the plan of action and what I wanted, because he said he could take everything out if I wanted, which is, I've still got 4 screws and a plate in my ankle. He says, well, we can take everything out. And I was like, no, because that plate and its 4 screws is a lot more involved. It's a big incision. When it went in, it actually gave me a 2 numb toes and a numb top of my foot for probably a year. And he said if he took it out, it would do the same. I would have that again, with the potential that it wouldn't come right, that I'd just be permanently numb. And I was like, no, if it doesn't need to come out, I'd prefer just to leave it there. And he says, well, if it's not causing problems, it never will. And so we agreed that you just needed to take the 1 screw out that was being a pain, that was literally being a pain. And yeah, so when I woke up and the nurse told me that they'd taken out 3, I was like, what? He did what? Like, we'd only agreed on 1. Now, I'm not upset about it. Like, it's fine. There would have been a reason he decided to do that. I have not talked to him, and he told me he would be gone by the time I woke up in recovery. Oh, I like that. Do I want some pink? I kind of like the stars. And I know he would have had a reason. He wouldn't have done it just because he wanted to spend an extra however many minutes in surgery. So it took an hour to get all 3 out, which was longer than what the surgery, like they'd allowed an hour, but it was supposed to be quite a bit shorter. But that's okay. I was just surprised. I think I do because of the stars. It's only because of the stars that I want to put it on there. And it is scrapbook paper, so I'm going to use tacky glue. But it did mean that I had 3 incisions, 3 lots of stitches, so 3 wounds, and on both sides of my leg, so on the inside and the outside, which meant that it was painful to lie my leg on the side. So I was stuck on my back. Was the only comfortable way to lie without pain, and I don't like sleeping on my back, but I had to for a bit. Fortunately now I can lie on my side and it's okay. I've had the stitches out, had them out between Christmas and New Year. Did not enjoy that at all. Hubby was there to hold my hand though, so that was nice. Do I want to put him there? I think I want to just distress around him. Let's get rid of the papers that I don't need. Put the lid on the glue. So I just feel like it's, because it's 3 as opposed to 1, it's probably taken slightly longer to get back on my feet. I've only just started wearing shoes again. I couldn't stand to wear shoes, and it is still painful because it presses on the lowest wound. Because I've healed on the outside, but there's still healing to go on the inside where they removed the screws. I've still got bruising, like 3 weeks later. I've still got bruising from the surgery. I do like that. Right, let's glue you on. Yeah, it's still healing to go inside, so I've got to be mindful that there is still healing going on. But in the process, I discovered that the swelling, which is normal for me whenever I've got my feet down, was making it 10 times worse. To the point that away on holiday, we had to actually ring the medical centre because it got hot, it got really tight, and then the bottom of my foot went numb, and it was just like things were getting like a bit worrying. So with their advice, I put my feet up above my heart, you know, so flat on my back. I could do nothing. It was so boring. And I've got a really sore neck from watching TV sideways. So we didn't actually have to go to the doctor. We just got the advice and could cancel the appointment we'd made for the next day, which is good because it would have been more expensive on holiday at a medical centre that wasn't our own. But I'm now conscious that when I've got my feet down, the swelling is not something I can ignore at the moment. Normally I ignore it. It's a fact of life for me. Right, I feel like we've done night, we've done pastel. We need to do gems, beads or liquid pearls. What do I want to do there? I'm feeling liquid pearls. Oops. I have such a mess. The downside of not being at my desk for over 3 weeks. What was I saying? I have no idea. Now we could also do pastel colours in these, of course. I'm kind of wondering about the buttercup. No, that does not look right. Do we want white? Thinking of the stars. Maybe white. Let's see if we can get it going. That'll be the next trick. So yeah, I'm doing well, but just having to be careful, be mindful of what I'm doing. Take the opportunity when I can of putting my feet up. And so my big goal for this year is to get a laptop so I can actually work from the couch and still get things done, because at the moment I've only got the desktop, which is fantastic, but it's more time with my feet down. Right, I'm just going to test this, see if these play up on me all the time. So, oh, it seems to be working okay. Maybe it's because I poked the pin in. Yeah, just all things that I'm having to consider. And I don't know whether I'm going to have to cut back on videos or not. Because there are other things going on. It's not just the surgery recovery. I wish it was, but it's not. The other, you would have heard me mention it. I'm dotting them around like stars if you wonder what I'm doing. It's very subtle because of it's white. Would have heard me mention last year when I was talking about getting tested for Sjogren's. Well, I woke up in recovery at the hospital and had a phone call from my doctor. So he'd left a message on my phone and the test was positive. So I do have Sjogren's syndrome or Sjogren's disease. It's an autoimmune disease. And like, it's just because I've been diagnosed doesn't mean that I've suddenly got a whole lot of new symptoms. No, I've been living with it for I don't know how long, a long time. I think I'll just continue going around with these while I talk. But it's made me appreciate some of the symptoms I've been having are actually coming from that Sjogren's. So the eyes was the main thing, and why I thought I had it, because of the problems with my eyes. And sure enough, yes. But the more I research about Sjogren's, the more I learn that there's other things that I've been ignoring or explaining away as, oh, I just didn't sleep well, or it's my thyroid. And there's quite a bit of crossover between symptoms. But for example, my hair is really thin and thinning, and it's really dry. Never used to be dry. And I've found that, and when I went to the doctor, he says that my hair, he noticed my hair and he says it's not thyroid. And internally, when he said that, I dismissed that. I was like, whatever, of course it's thyroid. Sjogren's also affects the hair and makes it dry. So, okay, I now have double reason why my hair has deteriorated so much. Right, now that I've done that, I'm going to have to be really careful what else I do. I'm just going to give it some smacks to kind of make those dots flatten out a little bit. So yeah, I'm still processing that, and what it means is I want to allow myself more grace to not just keep pushing, because it affects energy levels, it affects sleep, it affects my skin, my eyes, my mouth, and other areas. Like it's multiple things it affects. So instead of just ignoring it and pushing on and going, oh, just get over it, you're tired, it's okay, everybody gets tired, realizing that there's actually, I've run out of spoons. Do you know the spoon analogy? Where you got a certain amount of spoons at the beginning of the day, and for a normal person they use a spoon to eat breakfast and a spoon to have a shower. Well, for someone with an autoimmune, it might be 3 spoons to have a shower. And so you all get the same amount of spoons, but doing normal activities uses our spoons up more, faster. Can I ink around this? Now that I've put those liquid pearls on, let's be careful. So I'm just processing, you know, do I need to cut back? I don't want to give up the food bank. That's a non-negotiable for me. I still need to be active. I still need to give back to the community. You know, I still need to function. I still need to do things, because otherwise you curl up and die, really, don't you? You need to do as much as you can while you can. And I'm still young enough to feel like I can do things, but I do need to be aware when my body says you've used all your spoons for the day. So we'll see. We shall see. It will be a trial and error, I think, and it will probably won't be the same all the time. Like there might be times where I'm okay and feeling good and carrying on and pumping out whatever, and then there might be times when I wake up and go, I can't function today. And I've noticed brain fog. It's another symptom of the syndrome or the disease. I've noticed that, and I was thinking it was really weird, but just ignoring it and pressing on and, you know, shaking it off. But actually it is the thing. So anyway, I didn't mean to like bleh, but I want you to know where I'm at. I'm not going to get the altered paperclip, which is really disappointing. I'm not going to get it done because this is the one I was looking forward to doing. Right, so we've got bird, we've got liquid pearls, we've got pastel, we've got night. I managed to work it in very loosely, not oblique, but there's a nod there. Right, now part of this, it's a series, right? So I want there to be some sort of connecting factor that makes it look like a series. So often collector cards will have a name of the character or of the item or the show that it's from or the team or, you know, whatever. There's often words. There's a style, 2 sets of cards. So I want us to think about style and about words. How are we going to make these look like a series? So I'm going to have to cover up some of my liquid pearls, but that's okay. I think I want to stamp out. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to do owl? Do I want to do bird? What do I want? I think I want to do owl. So I'm going to grab my stamps. I was like, they weren't where they're supposed to be because I never put them away properly at the end of last year. So there's the O. Might tip them out. There's the L. Owl's also very short and sweet to stamp out, so that's another reason for going with owl. So just the name of the bird. I think you could totally name your character if you want. Now, which is the, I think that's the W. You know, you could give your bird a name. Go for it. I think that would be super fun. Right, we've got that scrap of brown paper here somewhere. So let's just stamp it on that. Do I want to do... No. Let's just go black. Keep it simple. move our card over there. I'm going to have to be super careful putting this on since I didn't think about it before I started putting the liquid pearls on. I should have waited, made that the last thing. This could bite me if I choose a bird that I don't actually know what it is. But oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Might have to get extra creative. Here we go, owl. Simple. Can't get much more simple, can you? Right. Do I want to tear it? I think I want to straight cut-ish. It's also super cold here, like it feels like winter. We actually lit the fire yesterday. It's just bonkers, and we're getting so much rain out of, this is the 6th day of January, and we've had 2 days of sunshine. One of those was mostly cloudy with peaks of sunshine. One was full on sunshine, but the rest of them have been rain, rain, rain. I think I like a little bit of space. Do I? A little bit. I'm gonna put glue on and then kind of squish it down over top of the liquid pearls, and hopefully they're soft enough to just kind of collapse under it. Oh, they might not be. It'll be fine. They feel quite firm already. It's all right. We just got lumpy label is all. It's got little raised lumps on it. I'll ink around the back as well. But further than that, I want to take it a little bit further to make it part of the series. I want to give it an outline more than the inking. So I've got my gold, iridescent bright gold Liquitex ink, which I want to run around the edges of the card with to give it a gold border. Now you could do a pen line, you could use a marker, a Posca pen, use whatever you've got, and you don't have to do a border. You could choose some other way to make it look as part of a series. You could, I don't know, put a frame like a die cut frame, not just a drawn frame, but a die cut frame, or some other stylistic choice of your own to make it part of a series. But if you want to do what I'm doing, then by all means feel free to do, you know. And I don't imagine you've all got this ink, but I'm sure you've got something, whether it's a gilding wax paste or a gold Sharpie or whatever colour. It doesn't need to be gold, it could be whatever colour you like. Or you could use a fine glitter glue and go around the edge with glitter glue. That would be super cool as well. And the beauty of doing a series of 6 is they don't all have to be the same. Like, do your series of 6 the same, but the next series you could choose a different method of making them look different. So I'm just using the dropper to rub around the edge. Right. So how long have we been going? I think long enough. Yeah, technically we might have time to do the altered paper clip. I just think I'm going to ease in gently. I think that's what I need to do this year. I need to just or particularly getting this, you know, I've now been sitting for a couple of hours with my foot down because I had to sort my desk and get ready to do this. Yeah, let's take things gently. So there is my first series playing card on birds. See, just an ordinary playing card. And to turn it into an ATC, all I'd need to do is write my name on there, the date and the theme. or what it was, or, you know, some sort of information if one chooses. I love it. I think it's really simple, but I love it. We are off on our new Deal It Up Challenge series. It's so much fun. I hope you join me. Don't be put off by the fact of doing 6 in a row. You can do just 1 if you like. You can do 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop at 5. Do 6. Entirely your choice. Have fun with it, guys. It's all about fun, a bit of creative stretch at the beginning of the week to get you in that creative groove, and I really need that today. I needed just to get myself going because it's been 3 weeks of nothing, and it's sucked my soul. It really has. It's just, but at the same time, it's also made me super eager to get cracking for the new year. So have a great week, my friends. I don't know how many videos I'll get done this week. You'll see them when you see them. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.